Welcome, guys, to Metallarium Pages. It's a great pleasure to talk with you about Gorgon, this new album, this new album, and more things related to the metal world in general. So we started by asking, how are you doing today? How is the band during the last couple years? Because your previous album, Traditio Satanae, it was released in 2021, and now you release this new album for those who stay.
Yes, Tradition Satanae is out 3 years ago.
Mhm.
And since we have changed your lineup, and we recorded on this album last year in December, the mix was made in January, and Osmos Production has released it a few days ago. And it's your seventh album.
Yeah, that is correct. So, talking about the composition of this new album, when did you start writing songs for this new album? And are all the songs new, or did you rescue any compositions that were left out for the previous albums?
Absolutely, all the songs are new, all the song, of the riff, of the melody, and all the text. Generally, it's deeply rare that we keep a whole material for a new record. We start for absolutely zero to find all the material for a new recording.
Mm. Okay, okay. So, I saw, Chris, that you have been working a lot of time since Gorgon, since 1991. Then always you releasing new albums since your comeback in 2017, when you come with your new at that moment one of your last album, The Veil of Darkness. So in this situation, what motivates you or inspires you to keep such a consistent release schedule, especially in an era where people tend to listen to albums less and there are so many other releases competing for attention?
Well, actually, what I'm thinking is that obviously the market is like almost saturated with albums like coming out every single day. Chris is usually he's got like a very organic way of composing like new tracks. He just like plays and practice every single day until like something like like a melody, like a riffs or like a melody will like catch his attention, and then from there that's how he's going to build new songs. And obviously there's like a progression between Veil of Darkness, Traditio, and now For Those Who Stay. So it's like a crescendo pretty much, and those three albums are like it's they're really like a massive, how can I put this, like since his comeback like in 2017, like those three albums have been like just like the new trademark of Gorgon, if I can put it this way.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So many bands and musicians see each album as a child, each one special in its own way. So, what makes this album special to you, and how do you work to maintain your classic sound while you're still composing your composition fresh after so many years as a band?
Melody, riff are the most essential part of your song. We try to do better than the previous work. And for this album, I think we've made the more brutal song of your discography, the most wild song, aggressive song. It was not a goal, but it was something which come naturally. And we keep, I think we have released to keep the black flame in us during all these years.
Mm. Okay, okay, okay. So, now talking about especially for the titles of the album, and how do you relate the concept of the artwork with the lyrics, obviously with the music. So, how do you choose the name of your album? It's a random, or do you try to convey something that encompasses the concept of entire album? Also, how do you decide the order of the songs on an album? I feel like that is important aspect of the listening experience.
I think, well, this concept actually, I would say this album revolves around death. As the previous albums were more dealing with like the occult or like Satanism, this one is really revolving around death. And usually the way he works around is that he finds a title first and then he writes the music afterwards, and then the lyrics come like third. This is always like starting with a title that's gonna be that's got like a nice hook, and then that's how the songs are gonna like evolve in that order. But in the sense of like how he puts the songs in order on an album, I think it's just like an organic feel. Comment tu places les chansons en ordre sur l'album?
The song are placed in, well, during we make a rehearsal, and the feeling, yes, it's deeply for the feeling.
Right.
But when we record the song in studio, we have ever la liste, l'ordre.
The set list, yeah. Usually like there's like gonna be a list, and whenever it goes in the studio, they're recorded in a certain how can I put this? In a certain like way that they're all gonna be like linked to one another.
In the right order.
Yeah, in the right order, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now, how do you feel the reception of your fans and press has been to this new album so far? Do you guys usually read reviews or criticism that gets posted online, and how do you take it, these reviews?
So far, all the comments are rather good from webzine and from fans. They deeply like the album. In the past, Traditio Satanae has received a good and enthusiastic reception from the fan, and it seems the new one seems the same direction. Live, because we have played live once since the album is out, the answer was also good, and the new tracks are seems to be appreciated too, comparing to the old one.
Right. And they're actually, we found out that they're very well adapted to the live situation, because we just debuted like 3 new tracks. We played last week, and the public, just the crowd went wild with like those new 3 tracks. So it's a good indication that, yeah, it's well liked.
Okay. Okay. Now, so for you, well, at that moment, Traditio Satanae came out at at the end of the pandemic, well, in the middle of the pandemic, because the pandemic started 2020, 2021, and now since 2022 returns the live gigs, etc., etc. And how do you compare that era when you release Traditio Satanae with this new album? For those who stays, how many things changed now at the time of the promotion, the lips presentations, for there to now?
I don't see a particular difference between the 2 era. Maybe we are more popular now because more people know that Gorgon is come back. We have the same level of most production, so we know the people involved in your promotion, and according to me, they make the same work. But it's true that more people, webzine, radio, and fan in all over the world know that Gorgon is still alive, because we have so played in a lot of country, and this album is was more anticipated, I think, that Traditio Satanae.
Right. And also the fact that now obviously we can perform some more, like venues are open, there's not like confinement like there was at the beginning of the pandemic, which is easier obviously to try to schedule some live shows pretty much. So yeah, that's a lot easier for sure.
Okay. Okay, now talking about the promotion of this new album. So what kind of plans do you have for this new album? What can perhaps live gives you present more videos? Who knows? Or perhaps you're already working in a new album. Who knows? What kind of plans do you have for Gorgon and for this new album for those who stay?
Gig concert in Italy, in Switzerland, in Germany are scheduled for the next year. Yes, as you said, we have still start to work of new song. Maybe in 1 year or 2 years we'll record this new song. But I think it's a concert that's the better way to promote this album. Radio, webzine, fanzine are also important. But when people see us live and come to judge us, I think it's more important things. They say, okay, this is good, this band is good. So we become fan and we can start to support them or we'll continue to support them.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, and also we just released like a brand new music video actually 3 weeks ago now, I
Yes.
believe. It's really well received. Like people seem to enjoy it a lot because it's got like that old school feeling from like back in the early 90s. So yeah, we got like good feedback on that too. Yeah.
Great, great, amazing, amazing. Well, we talk about a little more about this last album, and now we're talking about a little more about the history of the band because Gorgon is one for me because I came from the 80s. So when I hear for the first time Gorgon came from, it was one of the first bands that playing black metal in France. Nobody plays black metal since the beginnings of 90s. Even if I remember, just a few bands play death metal in France, or one or two bands play black metal in France. That's normally. But now you have a new movement since 2000s with Dead Spell Omega, with Bloodhouse North. Even Bloodhouse North is old band, but they has more attention. Or they got more attention since 2000s from there now on. So then now you have that Spell Omega, you have Peste Noire, and other bands that now are more relative with the black metal. So for you, Chris, how many things changed during the 90s when I think you are one of the or the only one play black metal in France at that moment, and now you with Mutilator too, I think. So, and are you seeing now that since 2000 the black metal scene in France has become a stronger one?
Sure, no, I think it's more easily to record album, to record demo. So it's easily to the band to spread their name all over the world, in Europe and the country. So people know more band because it's easily to listen to them. You listen to watch them as on YouTube, as example. In the 19, in France, thrash metal and death metal were king. Now, in France, a lot of people start to listen black metal when Cradle of Filth and Dimmu Borgir start to appear in a magazine, in French magazine. And a lot of people now come to concerts. And we have also a big concert called Hellfest in France, which is rather popular, which invite Marduk, Immortal, and black metal is no more mainstream. That's why there are, according to me, more more French band in black metal. Mutilation too was popular in the 19, but it's true that in today, I think we have 200, 300 black metal band in France, but I think it's true too. A lot of bands in France are one-man band, contrary to the 19s when it was a band with 3 or 4 members, as usually we can see.
No? Okay. Okay. And other aspect that I did note into the career of Gorgon is that your 4 albums was recorded with other people. But since your return in 2017, in when your album The Veil of Darkness, you did everything. And you carry on your whole and your shoulders the weight of Gorgon since 2019 and to now on. Now you have new members. So at that time, why do you decide to reborn Gorgon with just you and not usually usually select members to record the upcoming albums?
When I've decided to relaunch the band 7 years ago, I've asked to the old member to come at bass, at drums with me, but all people say no. I have music is finished for me. I don't want to play black metal, but for the reason. So I have decided to pay a session drummer to record the parts. And that's why I have made all the guitar, bass, and vocal of your return album, The Veil of Darkness. And for traditional Satanae, the same thing goes, because in studio, it's more faster to record all the parts. It's more cheaper. And as I know all the melody, well, we keep a lot of time, because studio in France are rather expensive. And I think it's a good way to have to keep the good spirit of the band. But if for the next album you're a new bass player or a new second guitarist want to record their own parts, I say okay, come. But we'll see what the future will show us.
Okay, okay. So in this case, other aspects about the history of Gorgon. So what did you decide to break, split up the band and in 2001 at the beginning of 2000 when the French scene become more stronger into the black metal, and now you return in 2017, 7 years later. Well, 16 years later about this. So what do you decide to split up the band at that moment and then return in 2017 with a new concept of the band?
After the release of your fourth album, your drummer say, I stop music and I stop drums. Oh, fuck. So we need to find a new drummer. So we have find a new drummer, we have worked with him, but he have not the good spirit. So we fire this drummer and we decide to stop momently to see if you need to continue or not. And this hiatus was more longer that we suit at the regime. When we decided to sign with Osmos Production some years ago, at first, I think it was for mini CD, because mini CD is cheaper, less song on it. And Osmos Production told me, no, I prefer full length album because it's more interesting and to print is the same price. Well, I decided to come back. When I go to concert during all this year, I saw death metal band, black metal band, but on stage, I don't see the play song, it's all no energy. And I thought, fuck, if Gorgon was here, will be a better band than what I see on concert. So I decided to see if I can start to compose new song. And that's why I decided to give a second chance to the band. Moreover, your first album was reprinted in Mexico on Rex Begood production, and this press has now a lot of popularity in France. Oh, Gorgon, a new LP. It was the first time a vinyl version come for us, and a lot of enthusiasm told me to give a new birth for the band, indeed.
Okay, okay. Other aspect that I did not, sorry for this. Other aspect that I did not. Well, when you speak about the black metal, always the black metal is related with the occultism, with the satanism lyrics. That's completely normal because for the second wave, because I don't consider Merciful Fate, Kingdom as the first wave of the black metal. I'm considering since Black Battery the first wave of black metal. So in this topic, as you can see the second wave of black metal, there's a lot of people talking about satanism, inverted cross, and the cover art, etc. Since the end of the 90s. I remember very well because I was there. I saw a lot of covers from that era. So what's your point? Do you think that to be a black metal band from that era, it's need to be talk about the satanism? Because I spoke with Magus from Necromantia, other musicians from other bands in black metal, and they always say that the black metal is need to be related with the satanism because it's part of the essence of this style. Are you agree with this concept?
Yes, totally. Black metal need to be satanist or occult and spread dark feeling. You can talk about war, but not a full album. All the more dark instinct of the human can be put in the song, in the lyrics, and satanism, or dark philosophy too, or not only in act, or dark philosophy are the essential parts of my vision of black metal.
Okay.
Yeah, the basis.
The basis.
Yes, yes.
You can use lyrics about if you put political lyrics in black metal, no,
Doesn't belong there.
no. Black metal need a special kind of lyrics. No boundary. You can compose what you want because each band is different, but their central.
The central theme
Yes,
will remain like
well,
Satanism, occultism, death,
well,
obviously.
sorcery also from beyond possession. I think it's really true.
Right.
Oh, okay. And well, one thing that you mentioned is about the lyrics about this. And what for especially for the new bands from the black metal from France, just Peste speaks about politics, about something annoying for the people. That's why most of the records from him are are censored for to sell in anyone. You need to find it's very difficult to find a CD or press from Peste because it's censored in many ways. I don't know why. Let's saw this. So another aspect related to this black metal, I spoke with a lot of musicians that plays black metal, and some of them blames the Norwegian scene to be to become the black metal more mainstream. As you can see with the movies of the black metal from black metal, they say that the black metal it's not to be being mainstream. It need to be always underground with this kind of concept of the music. But according to them, the Norwegian black metal scene has the fault or has the blame to be this style now more mainstream. You can see now a lot of new bands with Hood and Max that are playing in great festivals. And the black metal is not like a danger. I remember for the first time when I hear Mayhem or Emperor, when you hear that music at the beginning, it was a lot of danger. Or Necromantia, or Rotting Christ, etc. You can or Marduk in the famous album, etc. At that moment, you think that is music for with monsters, with demons, etc., etc. But now the black metal has more stylish into this scene. So, what is your opinion about this concept? And now the black metal become more mainstream, and now it's like the 90s or with that essence with the 90s.
Sure, no black metal. You can see black metal on TV, on parodic clip too, but I think he's victim of his success. Band like Dark Funeral, Mayhem, Marduk, Immortal have a lot of success, and when a band has success, money. So if festival asks them to play. When they play in festival, a lot of people come to see them, and it's no more underground. But maybe I think the band have kept the right spirit. It's not because you play in a mainstream festival that you have not the right feeling in you. If you play on a boat, because sometimes I see black metal band work with play
on cruise ships.
Or on cruise ships.
Right.
It's deeply strange. Strange. Well, underground, okay, but if you made a demo 20 or 50 copy, you have work 6 months to spread so 10 20 copies is not interesting, I think. You can keep the underground spirit, play good music and play in festival, but in mainstream magazine in France, it's deeply rare to see black metal band.
They're not showcased.
Well, no. But in France, when you organize a concert of black metal, if you are underground and band from the underground like us, you have 100, 200 people. If you make a concert for Mayhem, Immortal, 1,000 people.
Yeah,
so
more. Yeah.
The popularity of the band really bring a new audience. There is a mass of people who come to see a popular band and not support only black metal band.
Right, because they like the mainstream bands, but obviously they won't give a chance to like smaller bands like us. They won't show up to the venue. They won't support, like they won't like buy records of someone who's not like popular mainstream per se. Yeah.
The same goes for heavy metal. If Iron Maiden come in France, a lot of people will come. if a local heavy metal band play, 50 people, 50 people, no more. When a band is in a French magazine, you have a lot of people. If the name is not known, no one will come to see them.
Okay, okay. Other aspects. So as you can see now the movement of the black metal, as we spoke a few seconds ago, is that become mainstream. And what is your point of view about this? I don't know, the last 2 years from last 2023 2024. There's a lot of melodic death metal, melodic black metal bands that sound identically the section in the 90s, but now there's all these kind of bands sounds very clean. One thing, and other thing is that the all these bands has a like I don't know, like a trend using mask and husk and hoods. So what's your point of view about now this, I don't know, this movement or this trend that all bands now are covered his faces, hoods, mask, and not it's not like the 90s, more real the thing. So it's more like the I don't know. I need to sell more CDs, and I think I need to know present more stuff or more marketing in this one. So what's your point of view about this new movement of the black metal? Even the depressive black metal is more like I don't like the depressive black metal. So in this case, what's your point of view about this topic?
We have in France such a kind of band with mask. I think yes, it's a trend. According to me, most of these bands don't play black metal. They like black metal, but soft black metal, and they keep in their music, in their image, in their message only. Yes, soft thing in general. They don't talk about occultism, about satanism, because black metal, they don't play black metal, I think, to me. But the same thing goes to punk metal a lot of years ago. Sex Pistol, The Clash have come to the on stage, and a lot of variety of punk band come too, and it's the same from the black metal. Shoegaze, post black metal, all this name, according to me, as not real or false black metal, but are not black metal at all. Black metal need some specific elements, and all these bands have not this element, according to me. When you listen to them on record, you say, "Hey, it's not bad," but the good feeling is not in this band, according to me. It's not the right spirit.
Okay, well,
Death metal, it's the same. You have a lot of people who we play death metal. No, it's not death metal. Death metal, it's Cannibal Corpse, it's obituary, it's lyrics about death, about necromantical things. But if you talk about society, this kind of subject, according to me, it's not death metal.
Oh, okay, well, okay, that's a good point to see. So, other aspect, I remember when you spoke in Metallirium here with the staff, we spoke about the standardization of the sound. I mean, when you hear a new band, you hear the sound so clean, so millimetric changes, technical topics, etc., because now the digital aspect will provide all musicians that kind of record. So in this app, so what do you think about the sound standardization in the stream music? Because when you listen a lot of bands now, they all want to sound perfect, not with errors, not with these kind of things. But the bigger bands, but the curious thing is that the bigger bands, like we mentioned some stuff mainstream, Marilyn Manson, Linkin Park, Opeth, the bigger bands, has more capital to place in a record. But this kind of bands wants to sound more realistic, more organic. And obviously, the bands like you also you try to sound like the 90s because you have that essence. But now the new bands try to sound so perfect that you denote any kind of difference from other to other. So what's your point of view now about this standardization into the music, into the extreme music?
What I think too is that the spirit just ain't there anymore, like for a vast majority, because people, it's all about greed, and it's all about it doesn't have like the proper spirit behind it. And like Chris's way of like composing and everything is so organic. It comes from the heart, it comes from the soul, it pours through his veins. A lot of these people is just about the technical aspect, just like you've mentioned, and they can do like awesome tapping, they can do like, I mean, they're great musicians, but the heart, the soul just isn't there, because it's not about just like if you can do a super awesome solo for like, like 3 minutes long and blazing notes and riffs. It's not what it's about. It's deeper than that. And that's what, if they keep it in on surface, of course you're gonna have like a great sounding record, but it has no soul behind it. It has no, so to me, it's lost its essence. And it's just like we've noticed more and more, because obviously like we listen to a lot of new releases that come out on the market like every single day, and in the mass we would pinpoint only a handful that's got something really interesting, something that hooks us like on the first listen. And most of them, they just, it doesn't do it for us, just because yes, the technical aspect is there, the productions are really clean, but it's missing the basics.
Yes, and generally, the band we have a good sound in the studio. When we saw them live, no energy, no hate.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah. So it's one thing to put up a good record, and that's a good point actually, because obviously we go see a lot of concerts, and on stage it just does not translate well at all. Like they're just static. They're really into their, like they want to do so well. They want to play every note so crisp, so well. They're not like, nobody's moving. There's no energy. There's no hatred. It's just someone just like executing what they've put on record, but it's not, that's
Yes.
not what it should be.
Yes, it's good musician, but it's all.
Okay. Well, guys, we reached the sad moment of this interview. I hope you enjoy this interview like I do. So thank you very much for your times. It was a pleasure to attend you today, or to have this interview with you. And also, this new album is a great record. We put a great score in our web. So congratulations on this new one. And perhaps do you want to add something to your Latin American fans and obviously Metallarium followers?
I think as your label is in French, maybe it's difficult for us to buy or to get your album, but you can order them to a small distributor, as you have said some time ago. We are still in the underground, so in Mexico, in Peru, a lot of people have your album on their distribution list. They can write directly to us too. And if one day we come to play in this country, American country, South American country, come to see us. We have a lot of merchandising to sell. But as no, you can listen to your music by YouTube or Spotify, Lamport, even if it's not especially underground. You can appreciate and spread your name in your town, in your country, and we'll deeply appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Right. And I would just add that I think they could listen and judge for themselves what we're worth. And if they ever get to see us live, obviously in South America, which would be great for us, they can judge for themselves like what we're worth on stage. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.